So today we are setting up a business YouTube channel. This is going to be perfect because we're going to give you the overview of how to get it done and get it done quickly and easily and get your business up and running on YouTube. Let's get started. By the end of this video, you're going to know how to get your YouTube account established. You're going to figure out how to pick the right topics that your clients and customers are looking for. And we're going to go over the equipment that you're going to need to get up and running quickly, efficiently, and cost effectively. Most important. So let's dive in. I'm Nick Natarella with AdWise Creative. I've been doing audio production and post-production and voiceovers and anything from radio commercials to museum tours for the last 25, almost 30 years. Now this boom in video, this boom in YouTube is starting to spill out into the general public. Remember, a few years ago, the only people who had YouTube videos were massive corporations. Well, now you, the small to medium-sized business owner, you can go to battle on YouTube and look just like one of the big boys, and this is how you do it. First of all, step one is, if you haven't done this before, get a Google account. You're going to need to start on Google. Why is that? Well, surprise, surprise, YouTube is owned by Google. And that comes into play later on as well. So we'll get into that in just a second. That actually works to your advantage. Start with a Google account. Once you get to Google, go click over to YouTube and be sure to sign into a YouTube account. The two kind of go hand in hand, so it should be fairly easy. Now, the big choice is, do you want to go with a personal YouTube channel or a business/brand channel? Do a little bit of research. There's some pros and cons to both, but in order for small to medium-sized businesses is who I like to help the most, you can probably get away with just a personal channel. The good news is you can have as many personal channels as you want. In fact, if you try to look me up, you're going to find 3 of them. I use them for different purposes. The logos are different, the avatar is different, but the name is the same. Nick Natarella, I've got 3 of them. So that is not a big deal. If you want to put it under your business, then you might want to use your business name. But putting it under your name for the business is not horrible, let's just say. You haven't messed anything up, okay? So once you've got that established, now you've got a location to upload your videos. So what's going to be in those videos? What are you going to do with that? Well, my suggestion is teach. Teach about what you do. And I'm talking give away the farm. Spell it out. Just tell everybody. Get them to let them look behind the curtain. Okay, it's okay. No, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. No, put a spotlight on the man behind the curtain. Show them everything that you're doing. Ultimately, there are going to be some people who are like, wow, yes, this makes sense. You've got nothing to hide. I just don't have time to do this all. Well, let's have that conversation. And there may be clients that you pick up that way. Either way, no matter what it is, whether you're a financial planner, whether you've written a book about sales or marketing, or you're an agency that does sales and marketing and you have a consultancy, or maybe you're a life coach or a fitness coach, any one of those service industries, anything along those lines, this works beautifully for, because people have questions. So all of your videos are going to be about answering their questions. And what you're going to do is find those common questions. In fact, you probably have a little bit of a leg up already. You've already talked to a bunch of clients probably in your lifetime. So that's a great place to start. Of all the people that you've spoken with, there's a good chance that about 80% of their questions are the same. Start with those 80% questions. There's a small 20% that they asked that was specific to their situation or they needed addressed because of certain circumstances in their life or their scenario. Okay, fine. Those are great for later on down the road. Don't discount them. But the 80% common ones, those are a great place to start because you know everybody's asking those questions. Now, what you want to do is go to YouTube or go to Google and start typing it in. You know, when you start typing in the search, all of a sudden it starts dropping down suggestions. And as you type, the suggestions change and all that kind of stuff. Start with those and you will see the exact wording that people are using to ask that question. For example, let's say if you're doing fitness, okay, and somebody wants to know about macros. How to calculate macros or how to keep track of macros throughout my day. There we go. How do I keep track of my macros throughout my day? So you're going to start typing that in. How do I track macros? And I would bet that by the time you got to that point, you're going to have a drop down of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 suggestions. That's the wording you want to use. Because the reason why that wording popped up is because people are always typing in that exact wording. And you want the next people who type in that exact wording to find you. That's how you end up putting yourself out there and how people end up finding you all the time. You find their questions and you just give them your answer. And their question will be the title. It will be the specific verbatim title of your video. So this is the kind of stuff that we cover here to get you up and running with your YouTube channel or your blog or your podcast, whatever it is, to get your business up and running in any one of those categories. Plus we got a little secret sauce coming, and just keep watching. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it. And then we constantly go over stuff like microphones and lighting and cameras and anything to do with podcasting or video or editing, anything like that. That's what we do here. And if that's where you're leading, if that's what you want to incorporate into your marketing, start here. There's probably going to be a video about it. Now let's talk about some specific equipment that you're going to need. And again, I've mentioned this in other videos. If you've seen any of my other stuff, you can probably do a lot of this for free or very, very low cost. Let's start with lighting. Yeah, lighting can end up making a significant dent in your pocketbook. Or you can sit in front of a window. Just use the sun. You can sit outside underneath a tree. Just use the sun. Or, gosh, I don't know, maybe a $35 ring light from Five Below, something like that. You know, you can get in at a very low point of entry. The key is to be able to manipulate it and use it and get it to work to your advantage. For example, don't ever put the ring light dead smack in front of you and have the camera shooting through it. That really flattens you out. Put it off to the side a little bit so you have some type of a shadow that makes you look more real and more natural. We all walk around with shadow. We're used to it. It's natural to us. So when you put a ring light a little bit off to the side and you give yourself a little bit of a soft shadow on the other side, it's perfectly fine. Another thing to consider is microphones. Yes, it is important. It is very important to capture good audio. What I've always heard is, and they'll tell you this in Hollywood, that a feature film is 51% audio. Or you'll hear somebody say a feature film is 80% audio. The point being, whether it's a slight nod or quite a bit, they give it to audio. People will bail on your YouTube videos for bad audio faster than they will bail on bad video. Something that is so crucial is your audio. Pay attention to it and give it a little extra attention. I would also suggest you have at least one backup form for your audio. I'm sure you can probably see the lavalier mic that I'm wearing, but what you don't see is there's another microphone over my head that is shooting down. That's my backup. So between the two of them, something's gonna go right, God willing, something's gonna go right. And if one of them does, say if some batteries die or something like that, you've got the backup version ready to go. And then another one is editing software. How are you going to put this all together? I know. It looks like I've done this flawlessly, doesn't it? Yeah, guess what? It's not. There's so many outtakes. There's so many flubs. I do okay, but it ain't perfect. That's for sure. There is some editing involved. Now, there's tons of editing programs. In fact, you probably have one. If you're shooting this on your phone, you've probably got editing software on your phone. If you're going to take this in a camera and load it to your computer probably has one already loaded, whether it's an Apple or a PC. It's already there. Now, there are a bunch of other video editing software, very powerful stuff, that's free. You can probably get it for free. And there's plenty of stuff out there that's paid, either one-time fee or subscription. No matter what you want to grow, no matter what you want to do, no matter how fancy you want to get, there's a software out there. And some of them, like I said, are Hollywood quality, and you can get the basic version for free. It's missing a few bells and whistles. It's called DaVinci Resolve. That's the one I use, but I use the paid version. DaVinci Resolve Free is a really good one to use. It's got a lot to it. You probably won't even miss the stuff that's not there. In fact, to get you started, let's get you started editing in the next 10 minutes. How about that? There's a link down below in the description for a free video editing software guide. Not only is the guide free, but all the software that's listed on the guide is free. So check it out. There's a little pros and cons type of list chart, what it's good for, what it uses, some pluses and minuses to it, whether it works on Mac or PC. I've covered them both. Get your copy right now by clicking the link below, the free video editing software guide. Free guide, free software. Get your copy down below. I'm Nick Natarello with AdWise Creative. Thank you for watching.